What's a trade secret you know from working the industry? If you ship through FedEx Express, if you're sending many packages /envelopes to a single stop, ship one priority overnight and the rest standard. They'll be delivered together with the priority package. If you want to book a rental car but they are sold out, book it for a week or two longer than you actually need it and then just return the car early and you'll only get charged for the time that you had it. All the systems owned by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Enterprise, Alamo and National, automatically open up their system to long-term reservations and will make sure you get a car over someone who only booked in for a day or two. Worked there for 2 years. It's a dirty business but at least I learned a lot of rental hacks LMAO. We actually did find and file that bug in your favorite video game. Our leadership just decided it was okay to ship with it. Worst possible secret. I worked in the main shipping warehouse for a popular lingerie chain. I processed returns. We were trained to use tape to extract pubes from used underwear and then repack it as new. I quit after 2 months, not for me. Most electronic medical records allow providers to put pop-up warnings in your chart if you act verbally or physically aggressive. If you yelled at the nurse in 2017, the medical assistant you called today begging for a last-minute appointment can see it. If you are buying software for your workplace, get a quote and then go silent until it's the end of the quarter. Then call the sales rep and tell them you can buy it today but only have enough budget for 70% of the cost. Your chances for a discount go way up at the end of the quarter. When you order at a drive-thru, the microphone stays on until you move forward. So everyone inside the store with a headset on can hear your conversation until you leave the ordering area. Edit, well. This blew up while I was at work. If you are wondering what's taking me so long to process your loan application, it's because I forgot about it. On any piece of machinery, if the welds you see look like shit, the welds you don't see are even worse. Movie industry. Unless you are absolutely breathtaking in your audition, which does happen, don't get me wrong, there is a list of 30 people each studio prioritizes to be in their major films. Most fossils in museums are replicas. These days they are usually plastic casts from silicone molds of real fossils, but 3D printed replicas made from high-resolution scans are becoming more and more a part of things. Tourism industry here. Look up when peak season is for the destination you're looking at. There are usually cheaper prices at the beginning and end of the season. Try to book at the beginning of the season. Seasonal workers work themselves ragged and are usually completely burnt out at the end. At the beginning of the season, everyone is stoked to start making money again. Worked in high-end golf clubs for years. Almost all politicians register their handicap scores under a false name. The USGA handicap records are technically public information, and people would be pretty pissed if they knew how much time these guys actually spend playing golf. All I'll say is wash the tops of your canned goods before opening them, folks. For the love of God, do it. When moving into a new rental, before you move anything in, take a video of your walkthrough and mention and point out everything and anything. Mark the date, time, and address. If they give you a small form to write on, make your own. This can save you lots of issues when you move out. Hard braking is the #1 driving behavior identifier that someone will be in an accident. So just chill. At any given point in time, roughly 10 to 20% of the entire internet has a dev team in an absolute panic state. The websites you use for every aspect of your life are held together with duct tape and shoestrings. In real estate, open houses are primarily to get more leads and clients for the agents hosting the open house, not to get your house sold. Most sweet and sour sauce from Chinese restaurants is literally just ketchup, white vinegar and honey. The welds on something can tell you a lot about the quality assurance happening during production. If your IT guy sounds annoyed, there's a good chance it's because he's spent way too much time fighting with management telling them not to do the thing that caused your problem. For every publicly announced data breach, whether that be a confirmed leak, or the identification of a security flaw, there are 50 other such incidents that companies swept under the rug. Data security is complicated, and most organizations don't have the proper expertise to secure their data. In recording studios, very rarely is a vocal sung all the way through. What you're hearing is each line punched in individually. Almost always, If a medical professional ever suggests you get a second opinion, for example a nurse at the doctor's office, it can be code for they are concerned about the quality of the medical care you are currently receiving, and that you really should get that second opinion. When you play match 3 games, like Candy Crush Saga, after beating a few levels the game will make it impossible for you to continue, you will be getting impossible odds. If you put your device aside and return after several hours or a day later, you will find the previously impossible level to be easy AF. It is a mechanism to prevent people from burning through hundreds of levels in one go. The Canadian legal system is extremely underfunded and overwhelmed. If you are being sued by the Crown, government, for a non-violent offense you can literally filibuster the court into dropping your case, in some instances. Kids' grades at private academies and schools get changed so they don't get pulled out by the parents. If you are involuntarily kicked off a flight because of oversales you can demand cash instead of a voucher. Some musicians use a teleprompter so they don't forget their lyrics during concerts. I know this because I did it for a few years. My boss ran teleprompter for Tom Petty for over a decade leading up to his death. It is a strange, very small community of teleprompters in music. I've gotten a few messages asking which rap artist I used to tour with Nas Dash. I doubt this will be too interesting to most, but if you buy 100 tons of straight rebar, you're actually only getting like 95 tons of steel. ASTM allows the rebar to be up to 6% lighter than the nominal weight per foot, and so it saves on raw material if you aim to run 4 to 5% light. However, rebar is tested based on the nominal weight per foot, so 2 pieces of rebar with the same strength will be able to hold the same amount of force even if one is thinner than the other. The designer that made the instructions that you just got with your table/microwave/bike. Never seen that thing. Not a clue. I've got the plans sure, but never seen it. That coffin you paid £3K to burn your mum in, well we can legally sell it another 3 times and you get cremated in a cardboard box. Packaging design requires strong mathematical skills. I don't know that this is so much a secret, as much as it is a barrier to new designers who didn't prioritize their mathematical skills earlier in life. Edit: I am a packaging designer who learned the hard way and is much better at mathematics now than I was earlier in life. This thread has taught me that virtually every industry's sole mission is to find creative ways to take your money. I have 2. 1. Be nice to hotel front desk staff. If you're rude or entitled, we can give you the worst version of the room you reserved right next to the elevator that will be ringing all night long. Make us laugh and be cool overall. Upgrade city. 2. At least at an AT&T store, never let them know you're visiting from out of town. We were trained to add lines with or without your knowledge, and if the manager knew you weren't coming back to complain,